Hello, welcome, and thank you for tuning in. Um, I want to talk about coronavirus just because everyone's talking about it. I was going to make a different kind of video today, but because it's all about corona these days, I cannot ignore the fact that it is the only thing you hear at the workplace, you see on TV. Streets are vacant, it's like a ghost town. So there is no way you can ignore that topic. And so before I start, I really want to empathize with families that have been affected directly or indirectly, families that have lost loved ones to the coronavirus, or who have loved ones currently in hospitals, just to sympathize and say we are sorry that you're having to go through this. No one is immune to it, no matter how rich or poor people are, no matter what your background is, anybody is open to contracting this virus. And so we just need to protect ourselves. Uh, I want to touch on the fact that there have been a couple of videos that have been shared online. Initially, people were just making lots of jokes about it. I saw uh, one of the videos where a Chinese person would either walk into a restaurant or into a barber's shop, and if he wanted services to be quickened for him, he would just cough. Everyone would run, and then he would place his order. There was another, which I just want to say very quickly because initially that made me giggle a little bit, but on second thought, I was like, but it's not really funny because people are not taking this virus seriously. Someone said, and I'm going to quote in French, Ebola n'avait pas tué des Européens et donc Corona ne va pas tuer les Africains. À chacun son virus. If people are making these kind of videos and making these kind of expensive jokes, what will happen is a lot of other people will be vulnerable to the videos, laugh over them, and not protect themselves against the virus. And it is everywhere. It's in Africa, it's in Asia, it's in Europe. And Europe is taking action already. Countries are closing borders. Presidents and prime ministers are making statements. Mr. Johnson made a statement on TV last night that schools in the UK will be closed officially from Friday. And so year 11 students is not even certain that they are going to have their GCSEs. And so there have been very many negative effects of coronavirus. Flights cancelled, people stranded in foreign countries, people have lost money, they can't even fly back, businesses are crumbling, and it is having a ripple effect on other businesses. It's crazy. Parents must be frustrated. And when I think about any parents who have two, three, four, or more children who would normally go to school and they go to work, to now have to be confined at home with these kids, what do you do with them? Like, it's crazy, especially out here, it's crazy. And so, thinking about it, I'm going to just share what I'm learning from it, because the question for me now is, what lessons can we learn from what is happening? Yes, it's negative, and I always say, when something negative happens, look beyond that negative event and see what lesson you can draw from it and what you can do, what action you can take going forward. People don't even know how to go about getting diagnosed if they are infected by it. Like GPs around here, when you call, you can't just go. You have to call, and then they will talk to you on the phone and maybe arrange an appointment for you. I don't even know how it really works, so that information is not quite clear yet. But then, with regards to lessons learned, the first one to me is hygiene awareness. It's gone very high up. Uh, I can't even say the number of times that I wash my hands in a day now. Everything I touch, I want to wash my hands. Within an hour, I can wash my hands once or twice. And this awareness is not only raised among adults, even children. So they're learning to be clean and aware of their environment. Uh, Another positive that we can draw out of this is to remind ourselves that life is too short and it's precious as well. I think this is a time where people are reassessing their lives when everything's just gone to a standstill and you're just thinking, oh, so this could happen to me. What if I die? Oh, and people are beginning to wonder, I've been chasing fame, power, success, you know, perhaps putting people down to get to the top. People have just, people are reassessing all of this. Perhaps life is just teaching us to slow down, to take a step back. And I was personally just thinking the other day that one thing that we as a society can actually draw from this is how to slow down. We've become so busy, so ambitious that we don't even care about people so much anymore. People don't have time to really just sit and have a conversation. We've become so techno based. People sit in a place and they don't even really talk to each other. They're always on their gadgets, on their phones. Maybe now this situation will force people to look at relatives and start to love them more and tell them how much they care about them, because at the end of the day, if any of us is infected and something happens to us and we're in hospital, it is those family members who will be looking after us. If we die, it is them that will be there to make sure that we have a good burial or whatever it is. And so this is just raising awareness, and I'm hoping that we can use this as an opportunity to just slow down and stop moving so much on the fast lane and stop being too busy and lacking time for the people that mean so much to us in life. Maybe this is time to spend more time with the family, spend more time with your friends, think more about your values, and stop being too complacent and reliant maybe on the system. Like, I really do feel sorry for families with many children, because it means the system that we've been relying so much on. When children go to school, after school, they go to after school activities or clubs before their parents pick them up. Right now, that's all gone. You have to look after your kids. You cannot socialize. And so it's probably time for people to just sit back and pull their families together and have some serious good talks about what the essence of life really is. And one other lesson I'm thinking is just Mother Nature just telling us that we're being unkind. When you just look at the way the world is, the pollution, the fighting, the wars, people are just so greedy. We don't look out for each other. Man is not an island. We should be there for one another, but it's not happening a lot in the world. And I'm just thinking, perhaps this is the time for us to just think. But then, I also think it's not a coincidence that all of this is getting very serious during a period that we as Catholics are going through a period of Lent, a period of prayer, period of fasting, charity, the time of the year where we do a lot of soul searching and reflecting. And when I think about the streets being quiet, I'm thinking about silence. Maybe we just need silence. Silence in our hearts, silence in our homes, silence in the world. We just need to go quiet for a bit. Because it's only when you're quiet and when your mind is settled that you can reevaluate the things you do in life and then pick up and start again. So maybe now is a time where we're going down, but it's not about going down and staying there, but it's about looking around, supporting one another, and then picking ourselves up. And so I'm going to just relate this coronavirus, which is a plague, to the plagues in Egypt. If any of you remembers the plagues in the book of Exodus from chapter 7 to 11, there were about 10 plagues in Egypt. And of course, what happened, if I can just summarize very quickly, the Israelites wanted to leave Egypt, and Pharaoh was so hard, he didn't want to let them go. And each time he would say no, the plagues would attack. There were different types of plagues. I know there were 10 in total. Some came in form of insects, ants, flies, boils, frogs. But at one point, I think the last one, the 10th plague, was the one where their first sons were being killed. And that's when he was like, let them go. He was ready to let the Israelites go. And so if we consider this corona a kind of plague in our day, could it be that we've turned away from God to the point where nature in itself and life in itself is just telling us, stop, let go of the wicked ways, let go of the meanness, let go of the fighting, the killing, the jealousy. Let go of all the negativity and just be positive people again. Be good. Perhaps it's a word from God that people should just turn back to worship, turn back to Him, because He is the creator. And what the way the world was probably meant to be used is no longer the way it is being used. And we cannot ignore the fact that yes, the enemy is there doing his own part, trying to deter people from being good and positive. But we have to draw lessons. Anybody has got their own lessons that they draw from this. This is my own lesson that I'm drawing from it. Maybe we need to just turn back to God. Maybe we just need to change our ways. And so in such situations, I'll always say, all hope is not lost. Please do not despair. Please do not have fear. Please don't feel defeated. Don't feel down. Be positive. And I am going to end this by just reading Psalm 91, a psalm of hope, God our protector, and he mentions the plagues. The plagues are mentioned in this psalm. Let me just read it and close this talk for today. So it goes thus. Whoever goes to the Lord for safety, whoever remains under the protection of the Almighty can say to him, you are my defender and protector. You are my God. In you I trust. He will keep you safe from all hidden dangers and from all deadly diseases. He will cover you with his wings. You will be safe in his care. His faithfulness will protect and defend you. You need not fear any dangers at night or sudden attacks during the day. Verse 6. You need not also fear the plagues that strike in the dark or the evils that kill in the daylight. 1,000 may fall dead beside you, 10,000 all around you, but you will not be harmed. You will look and see how the wicked are punished. You have made the Lord your defender, the Most High your protector, and so no disaster will strike you. No violence will come against your home. No violence will come near your home. God will put his angels in charge of you to protect you wherever you go. They will hold you up with their hands to keep you from hurting your feet on the stones. You will trample down lions and snakes, fierce lions and poisonous snakes. God says, I will save those who love me and will protect those who acknowledge me as Lord. When they call to me, I will answer them. When they are in trouble, I will be with them. I will rescue them and honor them. I will reward them with long life, and I will save them. If you can say this prayer every night before you go to sleep, during this entire period of the coronavirus, you will be safe. And even after, just continue saying it every night. God, our protector, He does protect. So may you be blessed. And thank you for watching. Remain thankful that you're alive. We just have to be grateful for every moment and every second that we are alive. Be thankful, be grateful, be loving, be kind, and always keep smiling. Thank you for watching, and please do like and subscribe. God bless.